Good show. Good show. All right, so here we go. And action. All right. Sports episode, round 2. Another one with my good friend Imran.
Let's do this, baby.
We're doing it. We a lot of NBA free agency talk. We got a lot of we totally neglected the NBA the last time we were talking, which is kind of my thing. So even though I don't know that much about it, but it is my favorite of the major 4. So let's get into it. Let's start talking some shit, man. It's been a wild few days. So when did free agency start this year? Because it's a month off of when it normally is, right?
I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
So like 3 or 4 days ago it started up. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, hold on. Is that twisted? Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Spring. Okay, that's good right there.
All right.
Perfect. Okay. So, all right. Welcome to another episode of the Scratch Track. We're doing another sports episode with my good friend Imran. We're doing a quick little reset here so we can get the sound good for you guys. If you haven't already, follow us, please, on social media, Scratch Track Podcast, Instagram, and Facebook. And then the YouTube channel. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, just below the video, there's a subscribe button, and there's a little bell. Hit those 2 things. The bell will get you notifications on when we drop new content, new videos, whatever. Episodes are out every Thursday. And I got some new music coming your way. I know it's kind of off the path of sports, but
give my boy a like.
Yeah, man, we're in the process of finalizing some things. Actually, we're done finalizing it. We got to do a couple things before we get the music into your ear holes, but it'll be there soon. We're doing a collection of singles, so we'll have the 2 singles that we released already and 2 new ones in a little EP. So 4 songs to you before the full album comes out. So yeah, you can check that out. Josh Plummer Music on all social media, and then joshplummermusic.com for all the schedule and everything like that. You can
some good stuff.
Hit me up and find some merch at a live event and stuff like that. So. All right, enough about me. Let's get into it, man. Let me get my keys out of my pocket so they don't rattle. Sorry, Dixie. So, all right, man. We have had a wild few days with the NBA free agency. And I think, in my opinion, it's one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting, free agency periods in all of sports. Because I don't think you get a lot of this mix-up and re-signs and drama between the teams, because, I mean, most of the NBA guys are they're divas, they're drama queens, so they like to draw a lot of stuff out, and it's fun to watch, man. There's a lot of really interesting signings and re-signings which we didn't think were going to happen, and as well as surprising stuff with our own team in the draft.
Yeah, which was a few days before that.
Yeah. So, first and foremost, how are you feeling about Jalen Suggs, man?
I love it.
I love it too. I love it.
We got super lucky that Toronto went a pick above with Scotty Barnes from FSU, and I think a lot of Magic fans that like FSU kind of wanted him, but I don't know what kind of point it would have had to pick him.
Well, he's a great athlete. He's another guy that is going to give you length on the perimeter. He's a solid defender from what I've been reading. But you can't – if Jalen Suggs falls into your lap, you better go with that.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Even though we're stacked at guard, this is the first time in a long time where we don't need a point guard. It's always been our Achilles heel. Like, that's been our one position that we've never excelled in as a point guard. Because every other position on our team, we've had – all-stars and NBA champions in that role from 2 to 5, all of it. Shaq, Dwight, Horace Grant, T-Mac, Rashard, Hito, JJ was a stud when he was there, and all those dudes, man, all our 20-point-a-game guys, even though they weren't that good. I mean, they were never point guards. So it's just
yeah. But I really love the Jalen Suggs pick.
Me too.
We're overly stacked at the guard position. We've talked about this before. We got R.J. Hampton, who was a baller the second half of the season.
Yeah. Rookie of the month.
Yeah,
at the end of the
Rookie
year.
of the month. Cole Anthony, he had 2 buzzer beaters. He's a stud. I love him. I love the way he plays. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a lot of heart. We need a guy like him.
Love that kid.
I don't want to lose him. If there's any guy that I want to keep like out of the guards, it's him.
Isn't he just like every time I hear him talk, I just love listening to his energy. He's always happy. He's always positive. He's very much like he's a kid. Like he's just a big kid, you know? I can
relate to that.
I love that about him. I mean, he still is a kid. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like what, 20?
Yeah.
Probably 21. Yeah. So it's just really great, and you know the fact that his dad played in the league too is probably another big bonus. But yeah, what do you think about the next pick though? What do you think about Franz? What do you think about that guy?
I remember texting you during the draft. I'm like, we didn't get the Ball brothers.
We didn't get the Antetokounmpo brothers. We didn't get the Holiday brothers. We got the Wagner brothers. What?
I can't believe it.
I mean, listen, if this guy's as good of a defender as they say he is, I'm okay with it, but we don't fucking need defense anymore. It's over. Defense doesn't matter as much as people think it does in the NBA anymore. It doesn't. The Warriors played fucking zero defense for 3 years and just shot as many times as you can possibly shoot, and they won it because they have the best shooters in the world on their team. 3 of them. 3 of the top 5 shooters in the world were on their team at one time.
When's the last year a team won based off defense and like an identity like that? Would you say the Spurs, the Heat?
Probably the Pistons.
Honestly, 2000s. The Pistons. Yeah, that's going way far. Yeah.
Well, 80. Yeah, the Bad Boys Pistons won it on that too. But I would say early 2000s Pistons too, with like Chauncey and Rip and Ben Wallace. By the way, that Malice in the Palace documentary is coming out soon, dude. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I see all these familiar faces. Did you watch that live?
The Malice?
Yeah.
No, I saw the highlights the next morning.
Dude, I saw that
on loop.
It was on. I was watching SportsCenter at my grandparents' house. This is what year did that happen? Was that like 2001 or 2?
I think it was 2002. Yeah, yeah.
Early 2000s.
It was right before the Pistons one, right?
Yeah. That was crazy. I remember watching that game because it was on ESPN, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was on ESPN, and then my grandmother comes around and just sees this mayhem happening, like on the on the court, and she's like, "Maybe we should change the channel." I'm like, "No, wait."
No.
And as she was changing the channel, or trying to change the channel, Ron Artest was running up the stands and beating the shit out of the wrong dude. It was the wrong guy.
I mean, he had a beer thrown at him. He's just sitting there, just minding his own business, calming down.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for the Malice in the Palace documentary. Oh my god!
But the beer just flied.
Yeah. He's like, I saw it. Yeah.
And I freaked out.
Reggie's bitch ass. God, Reggie's a baller, but that guy is he's the first dude that'll like run away from a fight, like 100%.
Talks a lot of shit.
He talks a lot of shit.
Yeah,
he's one of the best shit talkers in the game.
Yeah, and we got a new modern day Reggie Miller right now.
Yep, Trae Young.
He's a stud.
Trae Young, Ice Trae, baby. It's quiet as fucking here.
Yeah,
it's quiet as fucking here. I love that dude.
Silence the stupid garden.
Did
crowd.
we already talk about the on the last sports episode? Did the spit happen on the last sports episode?
I don't think so. No.
Dude, this shit was so insane. 50 Cent is sitting front row at the game. I've told you this story already before, but I'll tell it for everybody that hasn't heard it. 50 Cent is sitting front row at a game. Trae Young is inbounding the ball for the Hawks against the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. There's a guy in the second or third row, pulls his mask down and hawks a big one, tries to get Trae Young, but over the top of 50 Cent. Like, if one thing... Oh, I talked about it on the live episode that we did. And now I'm remembering because I was talking to James about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The accuracy that you have to have and the confidence you have to have in your horking ability to get it to Trae Young with not a bit of it hitting 50 Cent, I mean, you're dead if it hits him. You're immediately dead. Stop chewing your feet. Thank you. Yeah, that was crazy. But what an emergence of talent and leadership and fucking doggedness that we saw, dude. I mean, that guy is just holy fuck. He went into 3 of potentially the most hostile environments in all of sports and was like, "What the fuck is up?"
it was easy for him.
Because I've heard some wild shit about Milwaukee too. Actually,
Really?
it's actually what I've read about it and what I've heard is that it's still one of the most like segregated cities of in the United States. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but it is what I've heard.
I've always wanted to go to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd make it there.
I mean, it's a beautiful city. I mean, I have friends that live over there, but yeah, I've heard some things. But yeah, you go into New York, in Madison Square Garden, where immediately everybody's gonna hate you.
Yeah.
No matter what. You could be fucking like. You could be liberating a third world country and finding a cure for AIDS. If you're playing against Madison Square Garden, if you're playing against the team that plays in Madison Square Garden, they're all going to fucking hate you.
Every single
Everybody
person in
hates
there
you.
hates you.
Everybody hates you. So
Absolutely.
He goes in there, lights it the fuck up, and then everybody starts to figure out that Trae Young is a massive shit talker. And they're like, this guy is a fucking beast.
And it gets even better.
Yeah.
Next series in Philly.
Yeah, dude. That was the best. Because
you got to shut up Joel Embiid.
Yes,
Embiid
thank God. Thank God.
That man got humbled for a while.
Fucking baby. I do miss Tobias. I do miss Tobias Harris. And having him on our team. Because he was such a level-headed guy. And like a competitor, real lengthy. Played both ends of the floor every time. Inconsistent with the ball and shooting and everything like that. Couldn't really create his own shot. But like as a third or fourth option, he's solid. But I do miss him because we traded fucking JJ Redick for him, and we got dog shit from it.
You remember early on when we had Tobias and he had some battles with LeBron. He was like, He was going tough with him.
Yeah, and Durant too. I remember he had a really fucking maybe one of the best games of his career with that buzzer beater against Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah,
the
I do
dunk.
remember that. Yeah. Speaking of Durant, you watched the game last night?
I didn't see it. But my brother texted me and said, "Bro, did you see Fournier?" Leave it to him, man. Every time, whenever there's pressure, Fournier will do something stupid.
You sweat the crepes away. And
you're soft like the crepes you eat.
Thank you, CJ.
CJ
McCollum with the best bulletin board material.
He's a great shit talker too, man. A lot of people don't give him credit. I love CJ.
CJ's a beast.
I'd do some nasty things to get him on our team. The Trailblazers are a team where like I see them. And when we lose to them, I don't really get that upset because I'm like, they're just a really good team, like with really good guys. I don't mind them. I love the fact that they brought back Melo and revitalized his whole career.
Yeah.
Fuck him for going to LA, but whatever.
He's on his last limb.
What it is.
He wants to start. He wants a chance.
Yeah. Is he gonna start? Do you think he's gonna start?
I mean, who's gonna start at the 4 for them? It's
Anthony Davis.
Well, I mean, yeah, good point. I mean, he might come off the bench because LeBron's going to be at the 3.
Because he came off the bench in Portland, right?
I think so. I think Horton Tucker's going to be at the 2, and then
which we drafted him, by the way. Do you know that?
Yeah,
the Magic drafted him
in the second round, and then just traded the rights away. And then why does that always happen?
So many nights, man. So many nights.
Yeah.
That I've stayed awake thinking about the people that we have drafted. Sabonis being one of them. Sabonis is a big one.
But that draft night, the Lakers kind of started everything when they got Westbrook. That was a big.
Yeah, that was the disaster. Hey, pull that a little bit closer. Yeah, just so like when you hear it clean, you gotta hear it clean in the headphones here.
Got it.
There we go. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's let's switch gears here. Let's get into that because that was definitely a topic of discussion. Because I posted a couple things and was like saying like what to the Lakers fans, what do you think is going to happen here? What do you think is going to happen? Like, I feel like a lot of people are assuming immediate success from this. Do you see anything like immediate happening with this team and just all of a sudden becoming like a force?
No.
Right off the bat.
No, they need time to gel, and they're just. Do you see LeBron like tweet like this? He's like asking. He's like, oh.
Keep talking.
Yeah, just keep hating, keep talking about the injuries and all this. I'm like, dude, just play.
I will say, though, I do appreciate that because that is my number one fuel for doing what I do and saying what I say and writing about what I write about. But, yeah, I constantly, like, I used to read old emails and, like, rejection letters and like old texts and stuff like that to get me like going and get out the door. I'd be like, so I get it.
I'm not gonna say I don't use like negative stuff like that as fuel too, but it's LeBron, so I roll my eyes.
Yeah.
He's just a cheesy motherfucker. Like
my buddy Alex is he's a big Laker guy, but he does not like LeBron like at all. And I'm like, dude, you got to respect the fact that he's the best in the game. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, fuck him and his mama. Yeah, but he's like, he was texting me about that game. Was it against Phoenix? About the 3 rims? Was it Phoenix? No, the play-in game against the
Warriors.
The Warriors. Yeah. He's like, I just saw 3 rims, so I aimed at the middle one. He goes, okay, guy. Okay.
He's like, all right.
So yeah, the potential starting 5 for LA right now is
it's Westbrook's the point guard.
Buddy Hield.
Oh, did they get Buddy Hield?
Yeah, didn't they? I think they did.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I thought you told me that. Didn't they sign Buddy Hield or traded him? I thought he came over in that deal.
I can check.
I could be wrong. Yeah. So if I'm not wrong, it's because Caruso's gone.
He went to the Bulls. That was a good move.
By the way, we got to talk about that because I just got a notification on my ride over to the gig the other day. It's a Twitter notification, and it said, you know what it said? It said, join Imran in following the Bulls. What the fuck, man?
The Bulls?
Yeah. As in the Chicago Bulls?
No, USF.
Oh, God. Thank God.
Come on.
I was so pissed. I was so pissed for a second. I'm like, I'm going to light you the fuck up.
Go Bulls.
Is it?
USF.
No, it's not. You're fucking following Lonzo again, aren't you?
No.
You son of a bitch.
I wouldn't do that. I do like the team, though. That they've assembled a good team.
They're going to fucking suck. They're gonna be one of those teams that people talk about, and they're like, "How are they this bad?" We're like, "Well, we've seen what."
What, you don't think they're gonna make the playoffs?
Oh no, they're definitely gonna make the playoffs, but it's just they're gonna be super underwhelming as a team that can perform when they need to perform. When they need to win a game, they're not gonna win a game. They don't have the guys that can do it. DeMar DeRozan is not a guy that's gonna win you games. Lonzo Ball's not that guy. Zach LaVine might be that guy. We haven't seen it yet. Nick Vucevic, we know, is not that guy. He doesn't like the playoffs. He's never liked the playoffs.
That's true. I'll give you that.
He gets in the playoffs and he's like, oh, when he's in the bubble, it's fine. Like Harrow, bubble boy, everything's fine with that. But he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything significant when the lights are on. He's always been like that. So the Bulls are going to be fun to watch. They're going to be stacked with young talent and not so young talent at the same time, but. Their starting 5 is going to leave a lot to be. I mean, they're going to leave a lot on the table.
And then they poached Caruso from the Lakers.
That's fucked up. I like Caruso a lot. Caruso's the guy that just like, I don't know. He just looks like that guy at the park, He's like that. He's that guy at the park that would be like, "Oh yeah, I'll play. You guys need another one?" And then he just fucking like dunking on people. he's good, people. Man. He's good.
I like him.
I like him too.
He's kind of I just hate like the people that like freaking just like suck him off and stuff. I'm like, relax, he's good, but like just you don't have to fanboy him like every stupid guy on the Lakers. Like good old Kuzma, good job getting traded, buddy.
Wait, where did he go?
To the Wizards. Oh, for Westbrook.
Yikes!
Who else did they get?
Dude, they got nothing. KCP. Can you imagine that? Like, why does that fucking thing? Why does that shit happen in the NBA more than any other sport? You'll never see, like, I guess it happens in baseball with like minor league prospects and stuff like that, but not a guy that's like an A-lister, right? Like, I guess the Rizzo and all the Cubs trades, like those were ridiculous in the last week, but the fact that like in the NBA you can legitimately get a two-time MVP.
No, he's just
once.
He's had a triple-double. Averaged a triple-double like 3 times.
But he's an MVP. Yeah. He's an MVP, and he's averaged a triple-double for 3 out of the last 4 years, or 4 out of the last 5, something like that. I think
3 out of 4. Yeah.
And you can get him for 2 guys that don't even combine 20 points a game together, or 30 points.
30.
With 30 points.
Because
And you get a guy in return that'll give you 20, 15, and 15 maybe. I mean, what? How do you do that in the NBA? It happened with James Harden last year. With the Nets. They gave away fucking nothing.
It was like
they gave away nothing.
it was like a young guy. It was Kevin Porter. That was like the guy that they said was supposed to be
Karis LeVert, and then Jared Allen got moved, and then Oladipo got moved as a part of that, I believe.
Yeah,
because they were going
to Houston, right?
Yeah, something. Yeah,
and then like the Heat picked him up for nothing, and then
signed him on a minimum deal just now. By the way, did you see that?
Yeah, I don't feel bad for him.
I don't feel bad for him
He's
either.
a piece of shit.
My buddy Jake. Shout out Jake if you're listening. He has a Victor Oladipo story because they both went to IU at the same time.
Oh yeah,
dude, you got to hear that. It's a wild story. Basically, anytime I mentioned Oladipo, he was like, "Fuck that ass." He's like. Same thing. Fuck him and his mama. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I do feel bad for the way that things went down with him because I think if he was in Orlando for longer, I think we would have seen some things that we probably wouldn't have seen if.
We'll never understand why they picked Fournier over him, but hey.
Well, I got a guy who I know also. I'm getting a lot of shout outs this episode. Shout out Blake. My friend Blake's godfather is Scott Skiles.
Whoa.
Have I told you this?
I don't think so.
So, yeah, that's his godfather. So his dad is good friends with him and like his best man at his wedding. And he was telling me that he's like, I got the inside scoop about what happened. So whenever you want to hear the story, let me know. And I still haven't heard it yet because I haven't really had a chance to talk to him. But it's crazy. It's fucking crazy the fact that like he got bullied and pushed out by management as quickly as he did. After having the best season that we've had with these dog shit lineups they've been putting out there for us in like 4 or 5 years.
It was a good team, though.
It was a good team.
On paper. We had a lot of good guys. We had Vooch, Tobias, Victor Oladipo. Mm-hmm. Who's the point guard?
Elfrid Payton.
Payton. Wasn't
Stud. Potential triple-double threat every time he's out there, man. I loved him.
Just
but
didn't have a shooting form to save his life. Not
God.
at all.
Yeah,
Terrible.
Yeah, well, now we're dealing with another one, so...
Yeah, but he also has like a shredded knee, so
he has a shredded knee, and he's definitely faster. He's definitely stronger and able to get to the rim more. He's a bully, man. For a point guard, he's a big body.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people forget about how big Markelle Fultz actually is. He's my height playing the point guard. He's 6'4".
Damn,
he's big. He's a big guy. Imagine him like, I mean, I'm 6'4", way heavier than him, but like coming downhill. Seeing that guy on a fucking fast break, I'm not getting in front of that. If I'm a 6 foot, if I'm Chris Paul, I'm getting the fuck out of the way, dude.
Chris Paul's gonna stick his freaking body in there and flail around like a little dolphin. Yeah.
Go film another commercial. You. I'm done. I'm done hearing about it. I'm over it. I was so upset because I was rooting for him so hard. I was like, you know what? It'd be such a great story. Like Giannis will get his time, but this might be Chris Paul's last chance to get a ring.
It is.
I was really rooting hard for him, and he fucking folded like a goddamn lawn chair, and I'm like, this is so stupid. I cannot believe that happened.
He got lucky.
Yeah.
The Lakers, they were banged up.
They never played a fully healthy team. I told you. I said that, right?
Yeah. And then the Suns and 4 guys, a legend. That guy is a legend.
Dude,
he's a prophecy.
He beat the shit out of that guy.
I know.
I mean, dude, how many times?
And he had he was downhill too.
It was funny. It reminded me of. I'm gonna have to bleep out his name because I have to tell you. It reminded me of when he got his ass beat in gym class.
Oh yeah.
And the one thing, the review of the fight that I heard from a friend of mine from high school was like, how many times do you need to get hit in the face before you put your fucking hands up? Because he was just getting like boom, boom, and this kid, same thing. He was just holding himself up.
Where's the ref to stop the fight?
And didn't do anything, and he just like bang, bang, bang. He was like hitting him uppercut him. And the thing is, like the guy tried to sucker punch him when he turned around. Like he pretended to leave. You saw the video, right?
Yeah, I did.
He pretends to leave, and then he comes back, and he just like bang, like swings over the top, and it's like, dude, okay, you want a fucking hockey fight now? Like, oh, just grabs him, pulls him over the top, and then boom, boom, boom. Like, oh man, that was the best. That I really appreciated. But I was so upset. That Chris Paul didn't do what he needed to do to win. Because, dude, the Suns had the better team. I think they had the better team.
Yeah.
I really do. They had veteran leadership. They had an all-star scorer. They had a dominant center. They had a knockdown 3-point shooter. And they have the better coach.
Yeah.
Straight up. They have the better coach.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Monty Williams is one of the best dudes in the whole league. He really is. He's one of the nicest guys. Had a horrific thing happen.
I know.
And, I mean, just still kept at it, still kept his head up, still did everything that he needed to do to become, a great inspirational coach. But I mean, even the work that he did in the bubble, those fucking Suns dominated in the bubble last year without Chris Paul. They did just fine.
And have you ever seen a coach just, go to the opposing, team and congratulate them, give them like a speech and say, wow, like, you guys made me a better coach out of this. You guys made me better out of this experience. And I appreciate you for that.
I've seen them say that in press conferences.
Yeah.
I've heard about them going, but I've never seen it like on camera where you can actually say like, hey, you made us better for this.
And Giannis
it was emotional, man, because a lot of those guys, listen, a lot of those dudes that are in the finals, like what I can't remember who it was that said it. Maybe it was Jay Crowder, because he was there the previous year, lost 2 times in a row. Whoops. You know who else did that? King James. lost two consecutive finals with 2 different teams. But anyway, I digress. I think he was saying, like, just cherish this because you don't know if you're ever going to do this again. You might not ever make it back here, You might not ever make it back, and this might be it for you. This might be the height of your career. Maybe you blow your knee out next year and you're never the same player and you can't perform like you did this year.
Sucks.
What if something happens with, in free agency where you are traded to a rebuild project, What if something happens in your family life where you can't mentally get off of the hump of, shooting poorly, whatever. There's a lot of things that can go into that, but I was super happy for Giannis because I think he's one of the best guys in the NBA. I think he's one of the best role models in the NBA because I think he really gets it because he came from dog shit, like legit nothing, like selling things from a fucking cart in the middle of
helping his parents
in Greece, helping his family. 16 years old, becomes a professional basketball player, and then 18 he's drafted. 18?
Yeah, and then did you see how small he was when he first started off? And then you look at how ripped he got over time.
So tiny. Yeah, you know who drafted him? John Hammond.
John Hammond, baby. Hey, shout out John
Let's
Hammond.
Go.
Do something, buddy.
Let's find that next Giannis, okay? Come on.
I mean, he might be already on the team, but he needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, he does, and he needs to not leave us for building a church
in Zimbabwe.
Somewhere. That guy. He's. Listen. It's great to be spiritually grounded, but if basketball's not your top priority, you gotta be. You can't be on this team. You can't be on a team that struggles if it's not your top priority, no matter how morally good you think option A is.
I think he's ready for this season. Hey, and you were telling me too, this is probably going to be Markelle Fultz and his team. So
it is.
Are they going to be able to rise to the occasion? Hey, if those 2 guys are at their peak, you said they could be a 500 team, and I agree with that. Honestly.
I think it could be, but there's a lot of ifs that go into that. I'm not going to be delusional Heat fan over here. There's a lot there's a lot that can happen that won't make it that way. We have a bad injury bug on this team, and there's a lot of shit that happens.
Insane depth now.
We do. We have a lot of depth. I mean, we got a lot of guys that haven't played together on the court. We don't know how they're going to mesh. I mean, Chuma's never really played with anybody because he's been hurt while everybody else has been healthy, and then vice versa last year. Mo never really got a lot of minutes last year. Wendell, Gary, T. Ross, a lot of those guys were hurt at the end of last year and didn't get a lot of minutes, so something wild could happen, you know?
We got some battles at every position.
We do. Who
do you think is going to be the last man standing at each position, center? Who do you think is better there?
That's tough to say. I think that if we're at the center position, Mo was probably beside himself when he saw that we signed Robin Lopez. He was probably so pissed because here's the thing: Robin Lopez isn't a third string center. He's always been a backup guy.
Yeah.
So unless you can find a way to play Wendell and Mo at the same time, or structure a trade around one of those guys to get something else, I think what happens is that Mo is the third string again. I think because I think Wendell is sitting pretty at number 1.
Yeah, I agree. And I think what's going to end up happening is we might trade Mo and one of our guards and package somebody and get like a 4. Because we traded away Sharon Gordon.
Sharon. Yeah. Dude, what a fucking bitch. Listen, if you go out, just go out with dignity, man. Don't go out and immediately go to the press and be like, thank God I left there. Like, that place fucking sucked. Like, just be respectful, bro. We gave you $80 million. You robbed us. You did nothing. You did nothing for us. We specifically structured your contract to pay you less on the back end because we knew you were going to fizzle out. And then he's going to talk shit. Oh, I'm upset with management. Like, yeah, no kidding. Everybody fucking is. Everybody's on this team that's upset with management. But guess what? If you're not pulling 20 and 10 a night, you don't get to fucking yell at the press like that and say shit about your team. You don't get to do that. If you're a guy that's blood, sweat, and tears pouring everything into it, and you're getting nothing in return, like Vooch was working his ass off. He's a 7-foot white goofy guy. Like, no, he's not going to be the fastest dude out there, but he wants to win. In his last fucking game, everybody knew on that team they were getting traded. Fournier, Vucevic, and Aaron Gordon all played their last game together. I think it was a game where we were not supposed to win. Was it against Phoenix?
I don't know. I thought it was OKC or something.
Maybe so. It was. I think it was a Western Conference team, but they all Vucevic wanted to win. He wanted to win, and I remember texting you. I was like, "This might be the last time we see him together." And
what do you know?
And that was it. The next morning we woke up, and you took a hour-and-a-half flight to Atlanta, and the whole world changed by the time you landed.
We went from fringe playoff team to like the house of cards just shattering before our very eyes.
Yeah, it's brutal, man. The trade deadline of the NBA gets wild too. I always get because there's always talks and there's always things that you hear, and then all of a sudden it's just like, well, I guess that didn't happen. And then there's a team that inserts itself into talks, and then you're like, oh no, not those fucking like. I knew we weren't going to get shit from any of the teams that we were in talks with. And then we gave up. I mean, we get nothing in return for Fournier, essentially. We get 2 guys on the Bulls who are, like, overpaid.
Jeff Teague, right? Didn't he get bought out or
yeah,
something?
it was yeah. And then he signed with the Bucks.
Did he get a ring?
I think he did. I think he was on the team. I don't think he played a lot because I think Bryn Forbes was running the backup point guard for them, I think. He was kind of the 2 guard, which he's a fucking great shooter, man.
Does DJ Augustine get a ring?
Wait, oh yeah,
because he was on the team.
They traded him to Houston
for PJ Tucker.
That's right.
Yeah, so does he get a ring?
I don't know.
Former Magic.
Yeah, man, let's do it. Deej was a dog. I love DJ. He's probably one of my favorite bench players in Magic history.
Did we trade for him, or was he a free agent?
No, he walked. Okay. He walked. Yeah.
Yeah.
He signed with Milwaukee on like a 1-year deal, I think, or something like that. It's like a $5 million deal or something like that. It was a veteran minimum or something like that. But yeah. Do you have a move that you think is the most surprising in this free agency? Because I can tell you mine, but go ahead.
Honestly, I think, we were talking about the Bulls earlier. I think DeRozan going to the Bulls doesn't really make sense to me that much because of I just don't think the spacing is going to make sense for them. And
yeah,
I think they got like Patrick Williams or something like that.
Yeah, he's not bad.
But
he's not bad.
I don't know. That one doesn't make sense to me. And then that's the biggest one that hits me, and then I know where you're gonna go.
No, actually, I don't think you do.
Okay.
The most surprising, I think, where I was like, "What?" I was honestly shocked that Kawhi stayed in LA.
Why?
Well, because we've seen the last 2 times he's left the team, it's been especially when he left the Spurs. Not really when he left the Raptors. We knew that was a one and done thing. When he left the Spurs, right before that, he was sitting out for extended periods of time when there was talks that he might have been able to play. And I thought that he was doing the same. I thought he was doing the same thing with this. So I thought for sure that what was going to happen was that he was going to be like, well, I was going to stay in LA, but I'm not happy with the medical staff there. They didn't treat me right or whatever. And then like he signs with the fucking Heat or some bullshit like that. I was surprised by the fact he stayed there.
You know what
especially
happened
after he opted out
this season with him, right? Because like, well, in the playoffs, right? Because he got injured like in the second round. I think he just like bashed his knee into somebody.
Yeah.
And then like he had like a partially torn ACL, and they just kept it under wraps because they were trying to make sure, like, to see if he can play. They were being so shady about it. That's why everybody thought, it was another Spurs 2.0 situation.
Yep, I thought so.
I agree. Like,
I thought so. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, but hey, Kawhi is, he might surprise us all.
I think he wants to beat that team.
He does.
Yeah.
Has there been a guy in recent memory that's been like, a bona fide all-star that's won an NBA championship as the first option and on 3 separate teams?
No.
I can't remember anybody like that. Like, there's guys that like towards the end of their career they get a ring or whatever. Like, because I'm pretty sure T-Mac got one.
No.
Didn't he with the Spurs?
No, he lost that year. That was the year Ray Allen hit the shot. I know that shattered me. T-Mac deserved the ring more than anybody.
I thought he played the year after that.
No, he didn't.
So yeah,
he probably was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play baseball. Didn't he play baseball? I thought he played minor league baseball.
I think he tried it.
I'm pretty sure, dude. He could throw over 90. That's what they were saying. He could throw over 90 miles an hour.
Is that why his shoulder was fucked up?
Probably
for a while. Jeez. I mean, jeez. Like I always saw he had like a wrap on his shoulder at the end of his career. Like, come on, dude.
What do you think? So you said the DeMar DeRozan going to the Bulls. I think, yeah.
I thought that was just a big like.
Who do you think made the most significant upgrade in their starting 5 from last year versus this year?
I hate to say it, probably the Lakers.
Yeah.
With the point guard.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to take them time, but I would say that they, on paper, they improved the most. I would say. Obviously, you're bringing in an MVP. Two of the top 10 scorers in the history of the league, right? Melo's in the top 10 now, right? Isn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they went from Schroeder to Westbrook and.
Yeah. Well, Schroeder didn't even really play last year. Like I feel like he barely was in the mix of things.
And the Lakers offered him a lot of money, and he said, "No, I'm just gonna like bet on myself." How did that work out?
Where did he end up going?
He's still a free agent.
He is?
Yeah, he's still out there.
Remember when we wanted him?
I know.
When he was leaving Atlanta, we were like, "Hey, that might not be a bad idea." Yeah, I think the certainly one of the more interesting teams and upgrades in their starting 5 is probably the Knicks. I think the Knicks made some pretty significant moves to listen, Kemba's never a bad option, and he loves Madison Square Garden, man, the Big East tournament days. He loves playing there.
I think the only time I've ever won a bracket pool was when I bet on UConn that year. They were like a 6 seed.
That was one of the best. I missed the Big East tournament so much. We were just talking about this and when I was with my family in Georgia. Those Big East tournaments with fucking Georgetown and Syracuse and Notre Dame and UConn.
Epic.
Dude, it was just absolutely the best. Wasn't USF in the Big East for a little bit?
Yeah.
They were, right?
Yeah. Not like they did jack shit.
Yeah, but still, it's pretty crazy. God, there were so many great teams in there. So many great teams. Seton Hall, I believe, was in the Big East too. Louisville was in the Big East.
West Virginia.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There were so many great teams. Those teams and those coaches, the Big East Conference in basketball was probably the best ever. And then they just absolved.
I think they recreated it, and it's not bad. They have a couple teams.
Most of them went to the ACC, I believe. Yeah, or some version of it. But now there's a bunch of conference shakeups. I don't even pretend to know what I'm fucking talking about with the conferences and NCAA, because NCAA is whacked. Like, if you think professional sports are fucking whack, NCAA is even more whack, because those guys are the only ones actually making money, which thank God players can finally make money off of their shit now.
Yeah.
So we can stop pretending that these guys aren't already doing that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the deal? What's the problem? You really gonna fucking suspend a guy because he's signing autographs to help people out. Like, you're putting him on national television, and the coach is making $7 million a year. Why can he not make $8,000?
You know what they're doing right now? Somewhere in Alabama right now, some booster just raising a shit ton of money,
Yep.
and it's all just being converted to cash because so it can be kept under wraps. And some fat 350-pound like offensive lineman is getting a nice Lamborghini as we speak.
Oh yeah,
and probably a nice little jacuzzi in his freaking 2-bedroom apartment. Like honestly, yeah. All of it's happening. I know it is.
We're getting a lot of complaints about the ceiling leaking on the second floor. What? Well, it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, it's got a hot tub, a bunch of bitches hanging around all the time. Yeah, I think that like the NCAA was just so beyond fucked up like for so many years. And
they're so greedy.
Yeah, it's like all the athletic directors and the head coaches and the dean of students and everything like that. Like they all know that when the NCAA tournament is going on, when the college football tournament is going on, they all throw advertisements to that school on TV on the commercials because they know that football program or that basketball program is going to bring in. They're going to bring in money. They're going to bring in people that want. They're going to bring in applications.
Exactly.
It's not because they want to go to the fucking school. It's either local kids or it's like people that are that are right there, or it's a lot of people that watch it on TV and they go, "Hey, that would be a really cool school to go to. That'd be awesome to go to football games like that."
Yeah.
No. I mean, look at schools like fucking like Clemson. I mean, Clemson, they're constantly in the top. Alabama too, same thing. Everybody's going to go there if you're an athlete or if you really are into sports.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anybody that's gone to either of those schools that's not that.
One of those two categories, or they just want to be a little Southern Belle or something.
And,
that's the third category.
And they know that they're attracting more applications and more money when they're doing that stuff. They know that. Everybody knows that. It's a bunch of rich old white guys that know how to beat the system.
I think I actually got into the University of Alabama without even applying. I didn't apply. I think they needed to meet their, minority quota.
The demographic, yeah.
I don't think I would have...
hey, this guy's brown.
Like, what is he doing here? Why?
Yeah, right. You would set yourself up for a fucking disaster. You go in there and be like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Alabama has a rule that if it's brown and it moves, you shoot it. So...
Right in the back.
Right. He was chasing me in the back. He was chasing you backwards. Yeah. No, that's it's all jokes, guys. It's jokes. If you're from Alabama, I'm sorry to hear that, but aren't these lights cool? Yeah. They're like, what the hell? What the hell's up with this electricity? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So back to NBA free agency. Is there a move that you think? As I always love looking at the contracts. Do you have anything off the top of your head that when you saw the numbers roll through, you're like, that is so much fucking money for this guy? Because the NBA is notorious for overpaying guys in the free agency period.
I think all 3 point guards that are aging, they got fat deals. Conley got like 3 years, $75 million.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I know Chris Paul got paid fat.
Yeah, 4 years, $120 extension.
Fuck.
And then Kyle Lowry got
By the way, fuck Kyle Lowry. Fuck you and your mama, okay? Seriously. I don't like you. I've never liked him. I've never appreciated him. And even guys that are... My buddy Jeff, who's a Raptors fan, he's like, I get it. He's a fucking asshole. I know. Dude, if you're 6 foot tall or whatever, however tall he is, with that big fucking fat ass, stop throwing it into people's knees, all right? There's livelihoods at stake here. Even though it is Aaron Gordon and I fucking don't like the guy, I don't want to see that happen, man. I don't want to see somebody like lose a fucking season because your fat ass decides to body check him into the fucking ACL.
Think that's the only time I sided with Kyle Lowry when like they were in the bubble and then like Aaron Gordon got his knee smashed into and then like Kyle Lowry's like shouting out his like hotel room. Yeah. That's my hotel room, boy. 806 or something like that. Aaron Gordon wouldn't show up there.
No.
He wouldn't be able to like handle that, dude.
But what I said would have been hilarious is if he actually gave out DeMar DeRozan's hotel.
Yo, what are you doing, dude?
They just show up and beat the shit out of the wrong guy.
DeMar's got a freaking neck brace.
DeMar's gone through some shit, but I can tell you right now, the reason why he wanted to move, I mean, because I'm sure that he had some sort of say in where he landed. The reason why he wanted to go to the East is because he's fucking tired of facing LeBron. He's over it, dude. He's his daddy for sure. I was so hoping that we were going to see the Spurs and Lakers in a playoff series because I wanted him to just fuck him up again. Because I love being right more than I like good basketball, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I love being right because most of the time in the NBA I'm way wrong because it's just an unpredictable game. Basketball is a very unpredictable game, especially if you're like with me. I gamble, not really gamble, but like the FanDuels or whatever. I gamble with my heart, I bet with my heart, and I pick with my heart, and I root for teams with guys that I like on them versus what I think would be better for the league. This is the first year in NBA Finals history that I can remember, probably since Celtics Lakers when Kobe in 2008. Probably since then, where I was watching a team in the finals where I'm like, maybe 2010 finals because they did it again after the Magic. Were they going for the three-peat or something, right? Weren't they
Who, the Lakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was Dallas and Miami that year.
Yeah. So, I think it's probably been since 2010 then where I wasn't actively, heavily rooting against one team because I really never wanted to see the Heat win for obvious reasons. I never wanted to see Golden State win. Unless that first year, I wanted to maybe LeBron's first year back with the Cavs because that was before the Warriors became like.
Yeah, that was when Harrison Barnes wasn't that much of a scrub.
That was before Draymond was kicking everybody in the balls in the postseason, before Steph Curry was taking his mouthpiece out and his wife was fucking annoying as shit. It was way before that. Way before the Durant. It was only a couple years, but it seemed like it was way before. And they won one against them, and then they lose the next year. And then Draymond calls up KD crying like, "We need you, man. Please come here." Go fuck yourself. That's what I couldn't fucking stand. The first thing you do is we need you, man. Come play with us, please.
Call the other
guy.
Shut
the fuck up.
Call the other guy that blew a 3-1 lead.
Exactly.
That's the wildest sequence. Like, two big teams collapse, and then it led to like KD on the Warriors.
You want to come up? Okay. All right. I tried, man. Yeah, that was two epic collapses because the 3-1 lead for KD was against San Antonio, right?
No, it was against they were on OKC and it was against the Warriors.
Thank you.
And the Warriors, I don't even remember what happened, but it was just KD just got
Russ
soft.
happened.
KD got soft a couple of those games too, which is crazy.
Was that the series where Klay Thompson put up 38 points in a quarter?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was Game 6, and he just went on a just.
Yeah, that guy. I will say, I think my favorite player on that team is, out of all the guys, is Klay Thompson.
It has to be. Klay's just.
He's quiet. He's a killer. He
doesn't talk that much shit. He does. He talks his shit to LeBron.
Listen, I don't mind shit talk. I don't mind shit talk at all. Come on, it's okay. I don't mind shit talk. I dislike it when you're talking shit for absolutely no reason and you're misleading people about who you are. Like Curry does the whole thing where I can do all things through Christ and writing on his fucking sneaker and then takes his mouthpiece out and chucks it at a ref. Like, hey, that's good. Pick a lane, dude. If you want to be an intense competitor, do that. But don't be preaching the fucking gospel when you're acting like an idiot on the court. You know what I mean? That's why I can't fucking stand those people. So that and Draymond just constantly wants to get in fights and is kicking people in the nuts and doing stupid shit like that. It's just stupid, man. I almost said something really bad. it's just really dumb. I can't stand that. But yeah, this year, 2021 was probably the first time in a long time in recent memory that I can remember that I wasn't actively rooting against a specific team. I really.
You kind of feel bad for whoever loses too.
It did feel like that for me. I wasn't gonna feel bad. Obviously, last year I was really rooting against Miami. And years before that, rooting against Golden State, and and then Miami again. R.I.P. What's Ray Allen doing these days?
Probably writing books about tell-all stories about
the Miami locker room
and the Celtics bullying him out of Boston.
Story about Pat Riley coming in and just beating the fuck out of Eric Spoelstra with all his championship rings on. How's that fucking taste, huh? You pussy. I bet you he fucking has done that a couple times. That dude for sure has murdered someone.
Pat Riley?
Yeah. Or like has been involved in something where you're like, okay, yeah, she's dead, but
I think he like orchestrated the killing. He's got that nice like slick back Italian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They don't call him the Godfather in the NBA for no reason, man. Like that guy's for sure been involved in a lot of sketchy shit. Good sketchy shit, you know? Like sketchy shit that'll get you millions and millions of dollars.
And he's been in a lot of those high places like L.A., New York, Miami. He's got
interesting. Yeah. Oh yeah, the money follows him everywhere. It's crazy. God, it's there's a lot. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. We're gonna refill and get going on the next few stories on this, but I gotta get another one of these and wake up a little bit and make sure we're still rolling. So we'll be right back. God, I'm surrounded by women in this house.
I know.
It's all right. It's a good thing. It's a good thing they're nice. Okay, so we have a couple more things to talk about. Cheers. Again, we got to reset real quick. Wouldn't be an Imran episode without having a reset because of the dog. Cheers. Busch Light o'clock, baby. So we were talking about the Olympic team. Probably one of my least favorite Olympic teams just because, I mean, Kevin Durant's the face of it, so how the fuck do you root for that guy, honestly? It's really tough, but, you know, sorry for being unpatriotic, whatever.
Yeah, but it was still, like, you know, exciting to watch a couple of the games.
It was.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of the games, really. I saw a rerun of the Australia game on Thursday night.
I actually stayed up to watch the Australia game. I went to bed early, and then, like, I woke up at like, midnight, and I was like, why am I up for this shit?
Yeah.
And then, like, the first half was, like, you know, it was gritty. It was tough. Like,
yeah.
And, like, Patty Mills is...
Is Ingles still... Was he playing?
Yeah. He was lighting it up at the beginning. Ingles, they have, like, a bunch of these random, just, like, tall...
What? Isn't Ben Simmons Australian?
No, he's working on his jump shot.
Yeah, but wasn't he a part of that team at one point?
Yeah.
Has he ever played on the Olympic roster?
I don't think so.
Because he's Australian, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's working on his jump shot right now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's working on restructuring a deal. So that's a perfect transition, actually.
Or banging a Kardashian.
Yeah, right. The curse continues.
Yeah.
Hey, the curse is still alive, man. Isn't Devin Booker fucking one of them, too?
I think so. But, I mean...
Curse is alive, man. Harden, Humphries, Blake Griffin, Devin Booker.
That's why the Nets broke down,
dude,
right?
Dude.
Because they had Harden and Blake Griffin
Here
on the
we
same
go.
team.
Size 13 shoe. So, swinging into Philly, what do you think the future is for Ben Simmons? Because notably, he's one of the top, or was one of the top players in the league, former number 1 overall draft pick. Probably some of the best size and athleticism and vertical ability that we've seen in a point guard in many, many years. I
think he's trying to cry his way out of Philly. I don't see him staying there. I think Embiid's been trying to reach out to him, and he's just like, hey, I don't want to talk to you. I want to just work on my jump shot. But
I'm probably speaking out of school when I say this, but correct me if I'm wrong. Philadelphians. How do you say that?
They don't need to be corrected.
Whatever. Yeah, who cares?
A shit.
I'm surprised it has taken as long as it has for them to dislike this guy, because they are notorious for being a brutally honest fan base in the sense that if you start to suck, they will 100% let you know. The first day you suck, you know? The first day you're bricking free throws, they're not clapping for you, they're not cheering, they're booing you. They are saying, go fuck yourself. Go take this shit somewhere else. Go take it to Chicago or New York or Boston. Get the fuck out of here.
Couple bad drives for a quarterback, and
you're done.
You're done.
Cheering for guys that are getting injured. Shit like that. Like, thank God we don't have to see him anymore. Like, that's fucked up. I don't know if that was Philly that did that, but it sounds like something they would do.
Me.
Yeah. It's either them or the Raiders or the Giants or fucking pick a team. I don't know. It's one of them. Everybody's like, everybody's fan base is bad. Like, yeah, everybody's is. Yeah, we're all the same amount of bad. You're right. Yeah, okay. So the future of Philly, you just brought up an interesting point because we are taping this on the heels of the gold medal win by USA. So congrats, USA. America, thanks for beating France. Thank you for beating Fournier.
USA.
That's right, baby. What do you think? So tell me what you just saw that when I was refilling.
I was looking at a picture of Dame with Matisse Thybulle, who's on Australia. They got the the bronze medal,
Yep.
and I don't know why that caught my eye because
It took me a second to even know what you were talking about.
because Thibault's all defense on Philly.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dog. I really like him. He's a beast, and I mean he doesn't really do anything on the offensive side of the ball. But
He won me a couple steals categories in the playoffs in fantasy basketball. I
Wow.
picked him up for a couple games. Yeah, he's
That's
a stud.
yeah,
He's not going to score, not going to do a lot for you, but he'll get you steals when it matters.
yeah, and that team collapsed against the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
So Ben Simmons, yeah.
So what do you think that means? Is this a sign that Dame is leaning towards another team, or do you think he's one of those long haulers that's just going to stay there no matter what?
I think he was very underwhelmed by free agency this year, and I don't think Portland did anything. And I think
No, they didn't.
I can't really think of anyone they got. And Melo left,
Yeah.
and
Is Covington still there?
I think so.
And Nurkic is healthy again, right?
Yeah,
but
it's just like
he's splitting time
they
with
already hit
what's
their
his name?
ceiling.
Yeah. Well, Zach Collins will be back. That's a big up for them.
True.
And they don't have Myers Leonard though, man. Bummer.
Well, he was on Miami before, you know.
I know. No, I know.
That
he's a deep cut for the
we
Blazers
always,
fans.
We always got to get that Myers Leonard digging.
Go fuck yourself, you idiot. He's so stupid. Yeah.
Just the best. As soon as
Dropping a fucking hard K-bomb on the internet for everybody to hear, like, I never heard that word before. Yeah.
And then 30
You
seconds
haven't?
later, I gotta go. My wife needs
Yeah,
me
my
for
wife
something.
needs me. Yeah, my wife just called and said that I'm fucking fired.
No, my
from
agent's
the whole
telling
league.
me, he's like, you're probably one of the dumbest human beings alive. Pack your bags, buddy.
Yeah, pack your shit. They're buying you out. They're buying out your 3-year, $30 million contract. You fucking stupid bitch. Yeah, that's why I don't play video games, man. That's why I don't play with a mic on. I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm not trying. Like, even though
Get
it doesn't.
banned.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything and, like, you know.
Infuriate.
Yeah. And I don't want to hear that shit anyway. Like, I already know I'm getting my ass kicked in 2K by, like, a fucking 12-year-old in, like, you know, fucking
Who just keeps
the
ripping
middle-
threes with Curry.
yeah, the middle of the country or some shit. He's in there like, this guy fucking sucks. Like, yeah, I know I'm bad. I'm very bad at 2K.
Keep chirping, buddy. Nobody's listening to you.
Yeah. Which, by the way, 2K23, when that thing comes out, can you please, for the love of God, or no, 22.
22.
22.
Yeah.
When 2K22 comes out, for the love of God, can we fix this fucking shot meter so I can make a 3 every once in a goddamn while?
Yeah, they changed it.
God,
this
it
year.
sucks.
Yeah.
I can't hit anything, bro. It's ridiculous. Like, I mean,
I used to use the shot stick, but like the shot stick, you actually have to accurately.
I can't
like,
do
yeah,
that.
no.
I'm a very basic player. I'm a very, like, 2-3 button guy. Like, I'll occasionally throw a lob, but for the most part, I'm just gonna try to beat somebody off the dribble and collapse and kick out for something. You know,
They always
the
mess-
Brokeback Mountain game, as Phil Jackson stated. Remember that?
Yeah.
A lot of penetrate and kick. Yeah.
Penetrate and kick. Yeah,
He had to apologize for that. Can you imagine if he said that now?
he's getting canceled.
Dude, he's
If he hasn't gotten canceled
set
already.
the fucking podium up,
Yeah.
get the press out there. Like, that happened relatively recently too. Like, probably like within the last 10 or so years.
Really?
Maybe a little bit longer than that. But yeah, it's funny.
So
It's funny that he even said that. Okay, so back to Philly. Do you think Dame is on his way there? Do you think they're trying to structure a trade around Ben Simmons, or do you think because Ben Simmons reports to camp, there's going to be a lot of people that are not happy about it, including the fans. So what do you think Philly does from here? They're the number 1 seed in the East last year, right?
yeah, they're number 1 seed in the East. They had arguably 3 All-Stars. Tobias is
He's a fringe all-star.
yeah he could have made it, but
Stud.
yeah. He's a beast. Thibault was all defense. The bench wasn't too bad. Did they have Dwight Howard? Dwight Howard on
No,
the
he
bench?
was on.
Yeah, Dwight Howard was on Philly last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, now he's back in LA.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
They had Maxey. They had what's his face? Korkmaz. They just a bunch of these random
Furkan Korkmaz.
Yeah. who won some like dunk contests in Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Crazy
who can
shit.
actually hit corner threes, so he's not bad.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. He's
Did-
frustrating. He's frustrating to watch because it's like, God, this guy should never fucking score in the NBA, but
They
he
had
does.
Danny Green too. So,
Yeah, Danny
I mean,
Green, and he just signed.
yeah.
He just re-upped with them too.
Really?
Yeah, Yeah, he re-upped with Philly.
Yeah, and
yeah.
then,
So he'll
then,
be there. He'll be there for a little bit at least.
We both love Embiid. Like Embiid's a dog. Like,
God.
Like you like the way he plays too.
I do like the way he plays.
Yeah.
I just wish he'd shut the fuck up, man. Like
Yeah.
he's Kawhi Leonard with a big mouth, you know, because he goes out, he plays really hard, he puts up big numbers, he's constantly leading his team, but he can't stop fucking talking.
He played
He
really
can't
good
stop fucking talking.
this playoff run with a banged up knee, and his sidekick just freaking was too scared to get hit from behind by, like, who was it, Trae Young behind him?
I think so.
On his tail? Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. God, that was crazy. And I think they blew like a 26-point lead.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Because everybody
I was
on
in the
Atlanta
Keys. I was in the Keys when that happened.
Caught fire.
I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, they scored. I think it said it was Seth Curry too.
Yeah.
The only guy that had a field goal in the third quarter was Seth Curry.
Oh my gosh. And then John Collins yammed all over Embiid.
Put him in a fucking headlock. Yeah, that I love to see.
And then he wore the shirt afterwards.
I love
what a
that
legend!
Shit. I love
what a
that
legend!
Shit. John Collins is there's a lot to like about the Hawks, even though they're a divisional opponent, and I hate speaking positively about them because I love my Magic so much, but there's a lot to like about Atlanta. There's a lot to like about them.
Bogdanovich is a sniper.
Capella is one of my favorite centers in the league, although he did kind of fold towards the end there.
Going against Giannis,
yeah.
No, I mean Giannis was banged up.
Brook
Lopez.
Yeah,
was really good.
Brook Lopez is like a lot of people don't talk about this enough, but Brook Lopez is one of the strongest dudes in the league. Like he's big as fuck. Like him and like Steven Adams, dude. Steven Adams will take your fucking head off of the screen. Like those guys are big. Those big dudes.
You see where Steven Adams went? He got traded.
Yeah, he moved from He moved from New Orleans to. He was a part of that deal.
Grizzlies.
Yes, with Valanciunas.
Yeah. The Grizzlies are gonna be.
I don't know, man. You giving up Joval for that? That's a risk.
Steven Adams.
I know, but he's not gonna score like Joval would. He's not gonna.
It's gonna be.
He's not a big post presence like he is. He's defense. I mean, he's hustle and he's toughness, but like he's not gonna be that
he's
counterpart.
He's big and strong enough to get you a few buckets.
He'll get you garbage. He'll get you garbage baskets. Like he'll clean up the mess when Ja gets hit and they don't call a foul or shit like that. You know, but like the Grizzlies are another team too. There's a lot to like about them too. Dylan Brooks, stud. Love watching him play. Ja Morant, one of the best. I mean, I think he is probably the best immediate impact at the point guard position for his style of play that we've seen probably since like Derrick Rose. Because there's not like Trae Young's like a shooter. He's not a slasher and a take it to the rack guy. Like Trae's a shooter. Simmons is kind of like that, but he's not as overall skilled as Ja Morant would be, I would say. But
I think Westbrook kind of falls into that slasher category with Rose, but
that's true.
Westbrook's a better passer for sure.
Better passer, but I would say that Ja's certainly a more reliable shooter. I mean, it's tough to get behind Westbrook in a clutch situation, but
that's why the Lakers are worth the shit because they don't have any shooters.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard gonna start shooting threes again in the corner?
No.
Fucking trolls.
Dude, fuck that.
I hate them.
Yeah, the Jazz, the Lakers are in for it, man, because the Jazz are coming back pissed.
Who did the Jazz get?
The air freshener. Well, I don't think the Jazz lost anyone, which is crucial. I mean, if you have Donovan Mitchell and you have Rudy Gobert going at full strength, I think anything can happen.
Jordan Clarkson
too, the sixth man of the league. Only Filipino in the league too.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Filipinos.
There you go.
Yeah, that's kind of my tribe now, so I gotta represent, baby.
Shout out.
What's up? Yeah. Yeah. So, Conley just extended. You said.
Yeah.
Engels is staying. Bogdanovich is there too. The other Bogdanovich. And I mean, you have guys off the bench too that are pretty solid. Derek Favors,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's still there. So he's solid. But the Nuggets are going to come back, ready to roll. Jamal's probably one of the most exciting guys in the league.
Stay off Instagram, buddy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like we talked about earlier, Chris Paul was like really lucky. Had a nice injury-free run.
Yep.
They were the help. This playoff run, I mean, I'm not going to discount the Bucks championship run at all.
No.
But you had to get really lucky to get to where you got this year. And you had to do what you needed to do. And the Suns and Clippers series, that was a wild series, actually.
Yeah, that was interesting because there was a lot of, like, when is Chris Paul going to come back from COVID? Is Kawhi going to play? You know, is Paul George going to be playoff P?
It was pretty
by
much
himself? Like, there was a lot of questions going into it, but it was all D Book, man.
It was D Book versus Paul George, and D Book was just this much better than him. But it was close.
Yeah.
Paul George is.
He stepped up, man. He said he took the criticism to heart, and he made a difference this year in a lot of people's hearts. I think he won some people over.
Yeah, just don't call yourself playoff P, you fucking clown.
Clanking off the side of the backboard.
And then you have your stupid Gatorade commercial where you ball game, and then you airball years later, and then get damed like.
Oh, dude.
That's a bad shot. That's a bad shot.
That's a bad shot. Yeah, well, it went in, so it's a good shot.
Yeah, but.
So, what else were we going to talk about? Oh, remaining free agents. So we're swinging back into the Magic. You sent me an article yesterday that I almost drove to smack you in the face and take back what you said. But Lauri Markkanen is up for. He's still a free agent, or is talking about leaving. Yeah, because he hasn't re-upped with them.
No,
he's in the same class as Bamba, right? Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Bamba and Wendell, and Ayton and those guys.
Was Markkanen and Carter drafted the same year?
I think so. I can't remember. Huh. I feel like he was in that class, in the 18 class. But the truth is, no, maybe 17. Maybe he was in with Isaac.
Yeah.
I think he was with Isaac.
Yeah, I think I might be talking myself out of this now because wouldn't we have traded for him with the Bulls before?
Yeah.
So maybe.
And look, do you want to have 3 mid-level like European white performers at the 3 and 4 position? They're not all going to be Dirks, you know. It's not going to happen.
We're never going to find a Dirk again.
No, never again. He's a unicorn, man. He's one of a kind, and that is a big move by Dallas too. By the way, to put him in the front office, I think that shows signs of Cuban really wanting to win, because he's like, hey, let's bring in the one guy who knows how to fucking win here, you know, because he only won the one championship, but. Undersized and underdog. I mean, I
don't think Dallas is taking it seriously, though. They gave Tim Hardaway a bunch of money too.
Fucking Tim Hardaway. Did I ever tell you the Tim Hardaway story about when he got drafted? Because he was on. Was he on Michigan?
Michigan, yeah.
He was on that team with fucking Trey Burke, right?
Mm-hmm.
And fucking Glenn Robinson III, or right? Is that right?
Yeah,
Glenn
Robinson. Who'd they lose to? Louisville.
Something like that. No. But I was so fucking tired of hearing about Trey Burke. I was like, this guy's gonna flop, dude. I'm so fucking tired of hearing about it. And guess what? Yeah, I was so fucking tired of hearing about it. And I told everybody, they're like, look at everything he's won. He won College Player of the Year. He won all this, like, you know, Big Ten. What are they? Are they Big 10, Big 12, whatever?
Big 10.
Big 10 Player of the Year, or whatever. And I was like, okay, stop. I was like, I don't want to hear it. It's like, it's not gonna translate, whatever. That's one that I was actually right about. Most of the time I'm wrong, but that I was like, I'm fucking tired of hearing about this guy. So whatever. So. Tim Hardaway got drafted, and I was in a Miller's Ale House. You know who Tim Robinson? Wow, Tim Hardaway. I'm already on. I Think You Should Leave. Yeah, have you seen that show, by the way?
Which one?
I Think You Should Leave.
No.
Dude, great show. Every time I say Tim now, I think Tim Robinson. It's a hilarious show. You gotta watch it. It's on Netflix. It's fucking hysterical. Anyway, shout out I Think You Should Leave. Not that they need a shout out. They're fucking hysterical.
Right.
So when Tim Hardaway got drafted, I was in a Miller's Ale House in Boca. So South Florida, you're just riddled with Heat fans. They're like, who are we gonna pick? You know? And
did they want him?
No. Tim Hardaway got drafted by someone. And then is it Glenn Rice?
Glenn Robinson.
Glenn Robinson
the third, right? Or some shit?
Yeah. But anyway, so Tim Hardaway got drafted by I can't remember who it was. But both of their dads, not Glenn Robinson. Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway's dad. You remember Tim Hardaway's dad, right? The killer crossover?
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway Sr.?
Yeah.
He used to play for the Heat.
Yeah.
Like a notable name for the Heat. Like a big-time guy. And if you're a basketball fan, you fucking know who the killer crossover guy is. I mean, like, he used to take people out of their fucking shorts and shoes. I mean, it was crazy. The guy was wicked with the ball. And so Tim Hardaway Jr. got drafted, and the trivia host goes, "Oh, look, Tim Hardaway got drafted by this team. Who cares?" And I'm like, wow. And they're just waiting for the Heat. They're waiting for somebody that, that they recognize. But like that moment to me was like, okay, you legitimately have no idea what basketball is. Like you started rooting for basketball in 2009 when the fucking Backstreet Boys went out on stage and we're like, no one, no two, fuck you.
They're the people that would leave the game before it ends and then just bang on the door.
Who cares? Well, his dad cares because his dad was a fucking legend before Dwayne Wade got there. So,
hey, their mentality is, who cares? I'm just going to the club.
I think it was Glenn Rice. I think Glenn Rice was the guy that played in with Tim Hardaway Sr.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe Eddie Jones too.
Eddie Jones. Yeah.
Eddie Jones was a freak.
Yeah.
Too. Eddie Jones was dope.
Yeah, he was on the Lakers, but then some other guy showed up. Kobe, I think.
Yeah. Kobe.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Kobe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Is there anybody right now that you think are there any remaining free agents right now that you're surprised that haven't gotten signed? Is anybody left?
I think Schroeder's left.
Is he?
I think
Okay.
Schroeder's like, I don't know.
Well, Dragic is now going. He's probably going to go to Dallas.
You said me something about him.
I think he's going to Dallas, man. The Slovenian reunion, man. I think it's going to happen.
So
I think it's going to happen.
So him and like Luka are just going to start their little mini queue and just talk shit like in Slovenian. And just like be their own little bubble.
I think so. I think it's going to happen.
Luka's a monster, but I think he's just kind of an undercover asshole, like deep down.
Oh, for sure. I think you have to be if you're that good.
He's a douche.
I think you have to be if you're that good. Yeah.
You have to be, though.
He's great. God. Well, we got to wrap you up because you got to be back in the area too, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Let me ask you one question. In free agency right now, if you're the Orlando Magic, what is your scratch track? What do you wish you could do over and do differently? Draft and free agency.
This year?
Yeah. Don't pick the low-hanging fruit of Franz Wagner at number 8.
No.
Something different.
I would probably try and actually draft or like pick up a 4 guy, because like we're solid at center with Bamba and Carter.
With 4 of those guys.
Yeah, and then who's like our starting Chuma? Is Chuma gonna be a 4? He's he's long, so
yeah, he'll be a 4. He'll be like a corner 4.
Yeah, and then we got this dummy Wagner, and then we got the other Wagner.
Yeah,
both of them are gonna be 4 guys. They're gonna fight each other in practice.
I know. I think Franz is a 3. I think they have him listed as a small forward.
True.
Because I think he's shorter. He's like 3 or 4 inches shorter than Mo. Mo's not bad, but it's like, it's another guy. He's a European player. He's a top 10 pick. He's a lottery pick. That, it's a guess.
Yeah.
He's a Hazonia, or Dario Saric or Darko Milicic or whatever.
Who's Hazonia? I don't remember
who the
that
fuck
guy.
is that? Is he still in Portland? Is he still in Portland?
The last I remember him is like he dunked on Giannis, and then Giannis is like, I'm going to punch him in the nut.
Yeah.
Giannis, he got really mad at that, and I don't blame him. Yeah.
Hazonia's a little bitch. I remember watching him like shoot the first day we got him, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, this is it. This guy's the purest shooter I've ever seen. And then he just ended up becoming awful.
Terrible.
Awful. He just was not reliable.
Just washed up.
So sign a 4 for your scratch track instead. Yeah, I would say that's probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What about you?
I don't know. I think for me it would just be I honestly don't think that we really gave Steve Clifford a fair shake, but I understand the reason why we had to let him go and why we had to sign a younger, more involved in the development of younger players. I understand why we had to do that because Clifford is famous for playing the veterans and putting the best team out there to win games. Now, Has he fucked us over with that decision from time to time where we don't have fresh legs to close out a quarter or a game? Yes. But a lot of times I think that he was probably our best option. Most of the time. I would say that he's probably he's probably the best option we've had at a head coaching position since Scott Skiles, which is another old school, gritty, an old white guy sense of what basketball is, and like it's really not that way anymore, which is why the Olympic team struggled for a little bit, because Popovich is playing. They're playing the Spurs basketball in Tokyo. Nobody plays Spurs basketball anymore. Spurs basketball doesn't win games anymore.
But that's their whole coaching staff. You got Steve Kerr, Jay Wright, all those guys coach the same way. So it's just like But at the end of the day, they only won because KD he
stepped up.
He did what he's supposed to do. They just let him do his thing, and that was that.
Yeah, I mean it's KD's a tough guy to root for, but whatever. Thank you for representing America, you fucking snake. But yeah, whatever. Hopefully he's got enough burner phones in Tokyo to go through all the hatred that he's getting spewed from all these other countries. Fucking asshole. But
especially Slovenia, man. They're probably.
Oh yeah, they probably rip him up.
All 12 of those people.
What's great about other foreign countries too is that they curse so differently and so much more aggressively. Like I love that. I love because like America is like, oh, you motherfucker or whatever. Like in other countries, it's so much more gruesome than that.
I still wonder to this day, like Luka was like hearing some shit from Kobe on the court, and he's like, yeah, he said something to me in Slovak. He said something dirty and disgusting to me. He's like, what did he do? He's like, he just said something to me. Don't worry about it.
Probably called him a pussy or something like that.
or just made like a snide comment about his mother. Like, he's like, huh? Oh, it's just Kobe. It's
just Kobe. It's
okay.
Kobe can do whatever he wants. Yeah.
Hey, but I do appreciate you having me on today.
Dude, of course, man. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making the trip out. You like the new digs?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, we're setting up a new studio here, so we're gonna eventually we're gonna be on that wall. I would like to be with the two bar stools and the table in the middle with a little sign in the background, nice. So we can have it. Yeah. We have the picture that we had, but it's further up here, so you can't really see it. But so we're slowly easing into this. This is going to close out August, I believe. I think this will be the last episode before the end of the month. So hope you guys have a great and safe Labor Day weekend. If my dates are wrong, I'm sorry about that. I hope you have a Labor Day weekend in 2 weeks or whatever. I don't know. But thank you guys for joining us again. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you following us and subscribing. If you haven't done that already, you tell your friends about us too. That'd be great. Like and subscribe and share the page and everything like that. But we are Scratch Track Podcast on all social media, Facebook and Instagram primarily. I think it's the only two things that we have. So that would be great. And then the YouTube channel, Scratch Track Podcast. You can subscribe if you're watching below. You can click the subscribe button. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever, you can hit that follow button. That'd be great for us. It only takes a second out of your day, and it really means the world for us. So we can kind of try to monetize this a little bit and make a little extra money on the side. So that'd be awesome. And hit that bell for notifications on when we drop new content. What else? You can go to my website, joshplummermusic.com/schedule to see where I'm playing. Even though this was a sports episode, we still try to promote the music and what's coming out and everything. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you next Thursday. One more time, this is my good buddy Imran. We're talking some sports today. Thanks for being here, man.
No
we'll
problem.
Catch you guys next time. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. We love you.